more of an eastward movement, but stay tuned. We'll see. I'm not as concerned in the Walworth area at this point. I think that that's going to be more damaging straight line winds coming out of that. So that's what we are watching there. Let's go back to the reflectivity, Stephanie, if we could. Again, this is a tornado warning for southwestern Walworth County until 8:45. So if you're under this warning, you need to be in a basement or the lowest level of your home, getting as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Now, let me explain what's going on with this line of storms. So Lake Geneva, you're about to get into it here. And Darien, you're saying, well, the storm's already here. Yes, but the rotation is on the back side of this thing. So the rotation is still in eastern Rock County. So you really need to be careful here because you're going to be rocking and rolling. It's going to be loud, a lot of thunder and lightning and torrential rain, which is probably going to end up being the biggest story. But the rotation comes in on the back side of this storm. A lot of times we'll have the strongest winds on the front side of these lines of storms. Not the case here, and this is why it is imperative to be in your tornado-safe location. You're not going to see this thing coming because it's going to be wrapped in rain. The rotation is firmly within the heavy rain here. So Lake Geneva and folks all in this red box here, all the way up to the Elkhorn area, Darien, Delavan, you need to be in a tornado-safe location right now. And again, while it's really picking up or ramping up rain and thunderstorm-wise just to the west of Lake Geneva, Delavan, you know what I'm talking about. The rotation itself is still just to the west of Delavan right now and likely heading your way. Delavan may be in the crosshairs of this thing here shortly, Stephanie.
Yeah, absolutely. And I almost wonder if there might be a little bit of a hail core too, where you're seeing some of that purple
right down here
showing up, which I can put up just to check. Actually, not really. But regardless, we can put our velocity scans back up. We are still looking at, again, that broad rotation. And Jeff, what did you say? Can you report that? Okay, so official. Perfect. So this is, again, Alpine Valley's Facebook page. Dave Matthews is officially postponed for tonight due to the severe weather. Earlier, we reported that they evacuated that venue. Of course, it is outdoors, so that is great news, especially as this cell and these storms continue to make their way towards the east and are still potentially tornadic. Looking at our chat system real quick, it looks like there are some damage reports.
Yeah, do you see that one? That was way west by Argyle.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. Sure. Go ahead, Stephanie. With that report.
It looks like trees down. There are damage to homes, power outages. Let's see. In Janesville.
I believe that's a church. Is that a church? It's a shed. Okay.
A shed.
There was a report that a church was a complete loss in Argyle as well. Again, this is, I believe, the same storm that's rolling into Walworth County right now.
It is, correct.
And but you can see the damage that it's done here in the Argyle area. And yeah, we're getting a report in that there was a church that was a complete loss there as well, in addition to what you're seeing on the screen. So it just goes to show why folks need to be in their shelter, right?
Right, exactly. And with the fact that this originated in Grant County, which is far southwest Wisconsin, and it is still tornado warned as it moves through Rock, as well as Walworth County. So it really, maybe as a whole it's weakened a little bit, but it's still perked up at times enough to produce additional tornadoes. So a lot of times, I think people think they get into our area, they weaken, or maybe the rain-cooled air from earlier. Right. Not the case right now.
Right, and that's really important. And again, hats off to Alpine Valley, hats off to Summerfest, all these venues who have really been proactive in getting that message out there because, again, and we talked about this earlier, this is probably one of the biggest musical nights in our area with so many big events going on. So people are out there enjoying the weather. It's unfortunate that we have this coming through tonight, but everybody has been where they need to be in terms of messaging the public, and that is of great appreciation from us in the media as well to get this message out there. We've been very concerned about this because of all the folks being out and about especially. So again, what we're looking at here, this is the cell that is now heading towards the Delavan area in western Walworth County. We do not have a confirmed tornado. Let's go to debris if we could, the debris tracker.
Sure.
This cell has a history of producing a tornado south of Janesville. Seeing maybe a little something there, although nothing.
Loop it.
Little. Nothing. I would say that's inconclusive.
Yes,
right?
agreed.
At this point, so nothing like we saw earlier with this. But again, what we're looking at on the radar is, are we seeing an area where debris is being lofted up? And we're not quite seeing that yet, but it's a possibility that a tornado could touch down here, getting towards the Delavan area as we head over the course of the next couple of minutes. Let's go back and kind of do the wide view of the reflectivity, if we could, and kind of talk more about not only the tornado warning that is obviously of immediate concern in Walworth County, and again, that is going to be in effect until the Walworth County storm here. That's going to continue here for quite a bit longer here. That's going to remain
8:15.
That one's in effect.
Oh, that is Rock County.
Yeah,
excuse
that's 8:45. Yep, and it is radar indicated. So again, you want to stay in your tornado safe spot for another half an hour in Walworth County. Now, I mentioned before, you're not only dealing with the potential rotation here, but I think you're going to be dealing with some very strong winds regardless. Whether you get a tornado or not, you're going to likely get some very strong winds. In Lake Geneva, are you hearing the rain yet? Because it's coming in. I know Darien and Delavan, you're hearing it now, and it's torrential rain, right? It is torrential tropical rains. After this passes, make sure to check your basements, make sure those sump pumps are working, or hopefully you're in your basement right now, and you could check that. But again, I think flooding is going to be a big concern as well. Now, the farther north we go up the line, it's heavy rain into Port Washington, it's heavy rain into West Bend. Still could see some strong winds into Washington County here. Not as concerned from a tornado standpoint, but I would say the strongest of this line would be from roughly Erin, stretching down into Lake Country, just heading into Pewaukee right now, and Waukesha. Then we go into the southwestern part of the county, so we're going to be heading towards the Eagle area with time, and then down into Walworth County. You see how it gets stronger into Walworth County, and that's also where we've got the rotation on the back side of that line segment. So Milwaukee, this is closing in, and you're likely going to get 50+ mile-per-hour winds heading onto the Summerfest grounds, within about the next half an hour. So I would say by 8:45, we've already got the rain falling. It's just a matter of getting those strong winds coming on through. You can already see the back edge, though. So here's Madison. You can already see the back edge of this thing. So by about 10 o'clock tonight, everything is going to be settling down. So again, maybe we can get Summerfest back out there before the night is over tonight. But the immediate concern, you just see how strong the line gets the farther south along that line you go. And this is right along Interstate 43, Stephanie, from very close to East Troy is where it really starts to pick up.
Sure.
And then it continues as you head straight down the interstate here. So there's East Troy, and it continues all the way down the interstate, kind of getting heavier the farther southwest you go.
And we do have a report from, first and foremost, a new warning that, as you can see, it just popped up on the screen, extended into Racine and Kenosha County. So that does include the rest of Walworth, Racine, Kenosha County until 9:30. But what I was actually going to say was that the Walworth County Sheriff's Office just wrote into our chat system 70 to 80 mile-per-hour wind in Darien.
You're kidding. Wow. Okay, so that's hurricane force.
Correct.
And an unconfirmed report of a funnel cloud as well. But can we go to the velocity?
Yes.
Steph, let's try to see. That's a big report. That is a big report. So let's look at the yellow areas here, kind of query some of those. That is significant. I mean, if we're seeing hurricane force winds now with this, that's a concern. This is going to be about 58 mile-per-hour winds, but again, as it gets translated to the surface, it can pick up speed a little bit. So not only are we concerned about a possible tornado here, but we are also concerned about strong straight line winds. And the issue with those strong straight line winds is that can impact a broader area than, let's say, a tornado, which might be a smaller area here. So that could widen, kind of a wind damage threat. I'm sorry, Jeff, go ahead. Sure, we're going to put the game back up there in the corner so you can continue for those who are not impacted. Although, look, now Milwaukee County, another brand new warning just out here for all of Milwaukee County, and it looks like, what would that be? Roughly Grafton.